In this era, we must utilize the various online and social media platforms of the Jamaat to convey the message of Ahmadiyyat far and wide. All Ahmadis should be encouraged to view the online resources and content produced by MTA and other Jamaat platforms and to share its content with others. With the grace of Allah, each year thousands of people are being introduced to the Jamaat through MTA and Al-Islam as well. And amongst them, many pious and good-natured souls are accepting Ahmadiyyat, the true Islam. Hence, do not consider MTA just to be an internal channel. Rather, it is also playing a vast and very important role in the field of tabligh.
हमारे कर गया है वस्ल के सामान MTA खुदाए मेहरबान का है बड़ा एहसान MTA.
By the grace of Allah, MTA Indonesia is still on air to this day, conveying the true teachings of Islam, the peaceful Islam. MTA Indonesia always strives to provide the best programs for the propagation of Islam Ahmadiyyat. Alhamdulillah, since 2019, MTA Indonesia programs have been broadcast via 2 satellites, so they can be enjoyed throughout Southeast Asia, Australia and the Pacific, East Asia, South Asia, and Central Asia. In Indonesia, MTA also reached a small village called Wangunjaya, located on Mount Salak. Mr. Asep Saiful Ma'arif, an imam in that village, was impressed with the MTA programs.
My impression after watching MTA, it turns out that the programs are very interesting. That's what I experienced in my entire life. This is the first time I have come across a figure as holy as Huzur. Alhamdulillah. So, since then, we were more enthusiastic to worship. I became more and more enthusiastic to pray and so on. The benefits of watching MTA, Alhamdulillah, I watch the sermon every day, and sometimes I watch other programs every night. Very addictive, very touching.
Mr. Asep received many benefits from watching MTA, especially from the Friday sermon of Hazrat Khalifatul Masih Al-Khamis, Ayadallahu Ta'ala binasril Aziz.
Watching Huzur's sermon is very beneficial, especially for me. I also recommend my friends to watch MTA. The response was very good, very, very good. So, actually, based on our experience, before we know anything about MTA, we didn't have much spiritual knowledge. However, after watching Huzur's sermon, his words touched our hearts, and inshallah, we will practice his words in our lives.
Mr. I.E. Kusmana, former head of Pabangbon village, also benefited with the watching Huzur sermons and other MTA programs. So he became a sympathizer and friends of the Ahmadiyah.
Yes, I watched Huzur's sermon. And after I examined it, Alhamdulillah, I totally agree with that Huzur delivered in his sermon. I feel comfort in my life. For me, if the content of the sermon is beneficial, inshallah, I accept it. I will make it a guide for my life. I also feel many change in my life, especially for my professions in the hereafter.
Alhamdulillah, through MTA and tabligh conducted by members of Jamaat, Mr. Asif Ma'arif took bayat to join the Ahmadiyah.
Yes, Alhamdulillah, I took bayat. This is a personal experience that is hard to explain. My own personal experience. So, before bayat, I never had a true spiritual experience. After bayat, now I feel my heart soften. So when I meet someone or travel to some places, I'm no longer harsh to people. What was happened? Because now I consider everyone as my family. Back then, I was not like this. Back then, I was a different person. So, Bayat actually has softened my heart. I also received spiritual experiences through the teachings of the Holy Quran and Hadith.
Through MTA and Tabligh conducted by all Ahmadis, the propagation of Islam Ahmadiyya can no longer be stopped. As Allah Almighty promised to Hazrat Masih Maud alayhi salam, I shall cause thy message to reach the corners of the earth. And the MTA team proved the truth of this prophecy. We went through the road less traveled to the remote area to meet a lady who had a spiritual experience that she finally took the bayat to Ahmadiyya, even though the whole village was against her.
7 years ago, I dreamed of meeting Imam Mahdi, and I believe that his arrival is the truth. This is the truth. Then one day an Ahmadi come to meet me. His arrival is what I've been waiting for. Because in my dream, I was promised someone to pick me up, to show me the true teaching of God. After that, in the end on Idul Adha, I immediately pledged allegiance to Imam Mahdi.
It is truly a spiritual experience like no other, and MTA is fortunate enough to be a part of this unique spiritual experience of thousands, even millions of people, to bring them closer to their one true God, Allah Almighty.